Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with Zach Mesquit.
I'm a hairstylist. I work out of Newport Beach, California, and I specialize in doing platinum blondes and hair extensions.
He's the one that actually did this. Horrible thing. I'm just kidding. I went 2 months without hair extensions because the last extensions that I wore, what happened?
Well, they were the little fusion ones, the K-tips, and I think they pulled out like a good percentage of your hair.
I think they pulled out a lot.
Most of it, yeah. There's a lot of little like inch-long pieces in there and bald spots and such. So. And
like the back, I have bangs in the back, guys. Like my hair got totally destroyed. I'm excited to try a new method of extensions because I've done the K-tips and clearly they just didn't work out.
We're gonna do a beaded sew-in method, which is nice because for people like you, where you like a lot of volume in your hair and also a lot of length, you can fit way more hair into your head than you could with K-tips, and it's a lot gentler on the hair, so it's not going to pull your hair out and it's not going to break it off.
There's no glue involved, right? That's what's so neat.
Yeah, there's no glue, there's no heat.
You guys, he's like infamous for basically making white hair a thing. Like no one can do white hair like you. And that's basically why I'm here, because my hair is yellow as fuck, so I'm here with like the best. Before my hair looked green. He's gonna basically like help me get my shit together because I clearly need it. Okay Zach, so show us the hair.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna be working with today. So we have got some 40-inch custom ordered European hair, and then what I did is I went through and I already pre-colored it to this nice icy silvery platinum. It's actually still a little damp, so when this is dry it's gonna be even whiter, if you can believe that. We are gonna install as much of this as we possibly can. If you think about, like, most people don't even have a ponytail like that. This could be like 100 people, I don't even know. If you feel how heavy all this hair is, it's like you can barely like lift it. It probably weighs way more than Mimic. Now we're gonna start your roots, and then we're gonna tone it all to a nice silvery platinum, just like we've got here with the weave. Make sure it all matches. Okay guys, so there's all kinds of drama in here. Like the worst part of it I think is down here where it just has pretty much snapped off.
Literally burned off.
Yeah. Like
the hair burnt. I literally felt my entire scalp burning, and I touch it and like all the hair just comes off. And like the front is so, it's like weird lengths everywhere. As
long as you're like maintaining the color the right way and like taking good care of it, like there's no reason why you can't have nice one length healthy platinum hair. I don't think I've ever tried to install this much hair on anybody before. So
it's the most hair you've ever installed on anyone, and the longest?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. For sure. Okay guys, so first step is to get the color on point. So obviously there's some regrowth here. It's nice and jet black. And then the rest of her hair is just kind of faded out. It's getting kind of yellowy. First step is to bleach out these roots. So I'm going to go in and do that part first and get it all lifted up nice and platinum. And then we're going to go in and do the toner. When I mentioned earlier that it's really important with having healthy platinum hair, usually where it goes wrong is when people do the retouch. So you have to be really, really careful when you apply it.
I know why my hair got burnt off. Okay. Because she would start from the bottom and then work her way up to the top. Let's say I would have to bleach on the bottom for 2 hours while on the top for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, see that?
Where it mattered.
The top is what you're going to see, and that's what matters most. But that also doesn't mean necessarily that the back has to be yellow. Like, what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to bleach is temperature is what makes it get blonde, basically. So the warmer it is, the quicker it'll get to platinum. The back of your head is a lot warmer because the body heat rises up from your neck or whatever. So if you apply starting in the back, it'll go way faster than top. So you're going to end up with yellow on the top and white in the back. Or if you leave it on long enough to where the
just burnt off.
Or if you just keep leaving it on until it's all white, then the back's probably going to all snap off, which is looks like what happened back there. So that's why I always start on the top for sure. And I also only will ever use 20 volume on the scalp. Like I'll never ever go higher. 20 volume will lift just as much as a higher volume, like a 30 or 40 or like even 50. But it just goes a little slower, whereas like 40 volume, for example, will lift really quick for like a few minutes, and then it will like way slow down. And then you just got a bunch of damage in your hair, but it's not necessarily going to get you blonde that much faster.
It's good to know about this stuff because when you go into a salon and you're not really well informed or educated in the whole hair process, they can really fuck your shit up.
You could be a really good colorist and stylist, but be terrible with bleach. Like, a lot of people think that all my clients are white girls and stuff, but most of them are actually like Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, like people with really dark natural hair. Like you can get them to platinum and you don't have to break it off if you just do it the right way.
My hair is literally the darkest black, like pitch black.
Level 0.
Level 0, yeah. So if you can get my hair to be white, then like you can do fucking anything.
You want to basically like really take your time to only get the bleach on the root, because like if I was just to like go through here real fast and just kind of slap it on and get bleach all on this already bleached hair, that would be like bleaching it twice. That's when you start to get a little breakage all over.
Do you know what that house means? Oh my god, gorgeous. Do you know who Rich Luxe is?
So I just finished getting the bleach all over her roots. Now at this point we just need to let it slowly and gently lift up to what in the hair world they call a level 10, which basically means platinum. I always cover the hair with a little processing cap. This makes sure that it doesn't dry out, because if it dries out then it's not going to keep lifting. So it usually takes around 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. So we're going to eat some lunch now.
So this is my hair without any toner.
Yes, this is just after bleach. You can see this is a level 10, so this is what I was talking about. I always describe it as like the color of butter. It's like almost white, it just has the tiniest little bit of like kind of a creamy yellow tone left to it. Then the next step we're going to do is we're going to tone it, and the toner is going to turn into a nice icy platinum, just like the extensions. The little secret that I have is I always add a tiny bit of gold into my toners, because basically what it does, it stops it from turning your hair like that gross, like kind of muddy color. If you just use straight like a silver toner, it'll sometimes turn your hair kind of this weird dingy dull color.
There's no vibrance.
Yeah, so the gold, it still turns ashy and like silvery, but it stays bright.
Why make someone's hair so white and then put purple all over it and it just gets dark and ugly and green? It's whiter than yours.
I know it.
For once.
I look like a brassy ass hoe back here. Like, you know when you're gonna pop out. We just finished her color. As you can see, it is perfectly icy platinum. Here, show them this side. This is like the light right here. Her color is on fleek now. No more yellow, nasty, brassy blonde. Now that we've got that out the way, we're gonna go put the weave in.
Look how white it is. Have you guys ever seen hair this white? Like, let's be real. No. You're like, no. Oh my god, look how thick this is. Wow. I'm gonna try to put all this.
And you get as much as we can on there.
Oh my, what if we can't fit everything? What should we do with the extra hair?
Maybe we'll give some away.
I doubt all this will fit in my head right now.
We're gonna try. Now we are installing Ian's extensions. Basically, she likes as much hair as humanly possible to fit on her head.
Even if we can't find the room.
For this type of like client who wants this type of look, the best method is to do wefts, because weft hair fits a lot of hair in a very small area. Other methods like tape or K-tip or I-tip or any of those are just going to be strand by strand. So you're kind of limited to how much hair you can add by how much hair they naturally have. Whereas with this, like I said, you can fit a large amount of hair in a small area. So you can see right here, this is what a weft looks like if you don't know. It's basically a thin little strip of material. It gives you like this curtain effect, which I really like. The strand by strand method can look kind of piecey because it's separate little pieces of hair, whereas this is literally a curtain. You can take even like the shortest, bluntest haircut and use this method and completely just smother it in weave and you won't see it. Basically what I've started already doing is I started working my way up from the very bottom, because remember, she had a whole bunch of breakage down in the bottom. She had bangs in the back of her head. So I started by doing one track, if you will, really, really low down on her hairline. And then I did another one just a little bit above that right there. So now that I've gotten a little higher on her head, I'm going to show a little bit of how I actually install these. Basically what I'm doing is I'm sewing wefts of hair onto a beaded foundation. So instead of doing like cornrows or braids, I use these little guys right here. These little silicone lined micro beads they're called, and I loop them through strands of her natural hair and then bead them down together right up against her scalp and then connect it in the middle. And this is going to give me something nice and secure to take my weft of extension hair and sew it right on. I just move my way up the head, starting off with a really narrow piece, getting a little bit wider as I go up, and I'm going to go up as high as I can, still leaving enough hair to cover. I'm using these really strong grip clips to hold the tracks up in place so that way I can start stitching them down. Now we're going to start stitching. I got my curved little needle here, my nylon thread that I've sewn through the end of these wefts to connect them together. We are about 5 rows in at this point, a little more than halfway up her head. You can see it's really nice and full. I'm just literally working my way up. I'm doing a row about every ½ inch, so I'm putting them pretty close together so I can fit in as much hair as possible. I think at this point we probably have around 400 to 500 grams of hair in there. How's it feeling so far?
It feels natural. It feels as it should be.
I've never added this much hair to anyone's head before, and we have like a bunch more to go, so.
No one's this crazy.
Nobody would want this.
Who wants this? Just me.
Your hair is really thick, so I can go up pretty high, but for somebody with really fine hair, I would have to keep them lower. I'm going to end up going like probably within like maybe 1.5 to 2 inches from where you part your hair. I'm going to get it pretty close to like the very front perimeter of your hairline as well, so that way it fills in the whole front area so that your little short front layers don't show. Instead of like having to cut into the hair to make it blend, I just like to add more to cover up the client's natural hair. So that's why you have to kind of think about where you're placing each row. So that's why I'm going to make sure as I get closer to the top here and the hairline starts to go at an angle like this naturally, I can get closer to the front so that it falls like here and fills in that whole area.
Wow.
Alright, so the hair is all installed, as you can see. It blends really nicely on its own already, but just to like take it to the next level and make sure that there's nothing about this weave that you can clock. Like, see where her little layer is right here? So what I'm going to do is just a tiny bit of slide cutting right in the front just to make sure that her natural layers blend into the obviously super long extensions. I like to do like very, very minimal cutting, because like what's the point of putting all this hair in there if you're just going to chop it up? So I'm just going to take this little strip right here and I'm literally just going to find where her natural hair kind of starts to fall down by going like this. And then from that point I'm just going to very lightly just going along it, just like that, just like a little bit, and that just will connect where the real hair stops and the weave begins. So now there's not just like that little step, it just like flows together. Alright you guys, so we're all done 500 years later. Our hair is white and it is long as Rapunzel and it's amazing. So here's the finished look. How do you feel?
I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I've never had my hair this light before. Like, it's literally pitch white.
This is definitely the most weave I've ever put in anyone's head, and also the longest.
How long have you been doing hair for?
About 7 years now.
So I'm the first person who asked for this much and this long.
Yeah,
okay,
the only one crazy enough to want all this, but yeah, it's so awesome.
I don't know how I'm going to take a shower. I don't know how I'm going to live my life. But wow.
It'll be worth it though.
Look at this ponytail.
If you guys want to learn more about my techniques and like be part of my ongoing education platform, there is a link down below to the Platinum Posse. If you want like the real tea on like how to achieve like all the formulations and all that, Platinum Posse is for you.
This is amazing. So thank you. Like, honey, look, you could never. Like, oh my god. If you're interested in more hair videos, definitely go check out his channel. And if you want me to do more hair videos or videos like this, definitely let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And big thank you to Zach. And until next time.